What's up, vape compadres? Stars of Chaos coming at you once again with another video for vaping pleasure. Today I have a couple things to talk about. Got some adult libation to talk about, got some first impressions to talk about, and a new coil build to talk about. And as always, I have my coil rebuilding segment at the end of the video for your pleasure. But I guess we should start this off. Hold on, I'm just checking some watt settings here before I get started. But we should start off with my adult libation. Oh, so tasty. This is a mixed drink, if you couldn't tell, because it looks like juice. And it is amazing. It is a homemade mixed drink of my own creation. I've garnished it here with a blood orange, which is super tasty. If you have not had one before, you should go to your store and buy some at your grocery store, local grocery store. And if your local grocery store does not sell blood oranges, find a new grocery store, because your grocery store should carry blood oranges. So very tasty. So when I first started getting into mixed drinks and that kind of thing, I quickly learned about infusing, and I have a device which lets me rapidly infuse alcohol. So for this drink, I rapidly infused some Blue Chair Bay rum with some mangoes. So I have a mango rum, which is so tasty, and then I mixed that with orange cream soda. So I call it an orange mango smoothie, and it kind of tastes like an orange mango smoothie. It's got that creaminess with the cream soda, but I used Virgil's orange cream soda. Virgil's is probably the best soft beverage company that I know of. I mean, they make root beer, cream soda, orange soda. I think they make a black cherry too, and they are all killer. They actually have an aged I think it's organic root beer, and it comes in one of those nice ceramic top bottles, kind of. Do I have another bottle that's got a ceramic? Yeah, here we go. Like this kind of top to a bottle, so it pops open like that and kind of falls off to the side. Super cool. This is not the bottle it comes in, but similar top. And it's a little on the expensive side, but again, probably the best root beer you will ever have. So yeah, I mix those two, and like I said, I garnish with a blood orange. And I don't know if a lot of people know like exactly why people garnish rims with fruit, but my theory on the whole process and how I enjoy beverages that are rimmed with a fruit is I actually take the fruit and I spin it about 180 or 180 degrees on the rim, so I coat a nice chunk of the rim with the juice of the fruit, and then enjoy. And that kind of, when you first touch your mouth to the glass, you get that taste, and then the beverage kind of washes it away. And it's really good. I mean, I noticed UFOs, actually, the glass I have it in, UFOs, Blue Moons, a lot of your Heffenweisens, Shock Top, they all put an orange on it. And most people are like, oh, what's the orange doing with my beer? That's what it's there for. You're supposed to run it around the rim, and you get a taste of orange, which actually pairs really well with most of the beverages which have a citrus zest in them. But enough talk about alcohol. Let's get to why we're here, vaping and vaping goodness. So first on the vape talk, I have a first impression on the Kanger Pro Tank. This baby rocks. Probably one of the best bottom coil clearamizers that I've used. It's got really nice shiny metal, glass tank, and I was telling a friend earlier that you have to be careful. Sometimes, especially with clones, they'll say it's glass and it's not. And a quick, easy way to tell is you actually take it and tap it on your tooth. I don't know if you can hear that. Let me see if I can get closer. So yeah, it makes a different sound, and it makes a very particular feeling. I have the RSST over here, which has a plastic tank, and I will see if you can hear this. See, it has like a slightly different sound and a totally different feeling. This is a lot more soft than a glass tank, and it's a good way to tell if glass is being used or not being used. It's a little goofy, you know, being like, I mean, I'm sure the video I look absolutely ridiculous, but like I said, it's a pretty good way to tell. Disassembly and assembly DOA is actually really easy on this. Not too many components, and they're pretty straightforward. Refilling is also very easy, and it's good. I have a nice little specialty drip tip, and this drip tip actually glows in the dark, which is super cool. But yeah, it's been a good vape so far. Got a custom blend juice in there. I call it Key Wow. It's got kiwi, raspberry, and ginger. Super tasty. But I've been hearing a lot of bad rap about Kanger lately, about having junky coils and whatnot. And, you know, I haven't experienced that, but like I said, the Kanger is new to me. I've had it for maybe a week and a half, so hence first impressions. And I didn't notice it, but I'm also coming off of mainly top coil clearamizers like the Vivinova, the iClears, stuff like that. I had some crazy Victory bottom coil clearamizer, and I've also had, what was that other bottom coil clearamizer that I had? I had a, it was a Jag tank by, I don't know, some Kanger knockoff. It wasn't quite, it kind of looks like the metal housed Kangers that I've been seeing lately, but came out before then, and you want to talk about a bad coil. I literally filled the thing up, second toot, toasted it. It was just done. I tried clearing it, I tried washing it out, putting in tobacco flavored juices, which usually, like, doesn't matter how bad you burn it, you can taste taste through a tobacco flavor. But yeah, it didn't work out too well, so I kind of got turned off. But now the bottom coil clearamizers are coming back. Give me one quick second. My roommate just got home. I wanted to make sure the door was shut so I don't bother her. She doesn't bother me. We're all good. Anyways, but the real reason we're here today is for this coil build. This is the RSST on a MVP version 2 from iTaste. And this thing even fire? I got it set to 11 watts. It's taken a long time to heat up. As this coil tends to do. But the taste, let me tell you guys, the taste is off the chain. So good, so rich. In here I have a sample by Mount Baker Vapor. It was butternut cream or butternut vanilla or something weird like that. I pretty much all I tasted butternut, and it's pretty accurate, good taste. But unfortunately, this is all I have left of it, so won't be vaping this a whole lot until I get a new juice in there. But let's get another tube. Yeah, I'm saying this is probably going to be good for all you sub-ohm builders out there, for you cloud chasers, because with less coils it's going to heat up faster, it's going to produce more vape, all that good jazz. But let's do a nice little semi-up-close segment. Like I said, I have a rebuildable that'll show you a lot more in depth, in detail with the coil, but yeah, it's pretty awesome. I've noticed when activating coils without your top caps on, you're always going to want to block your eyes so that you're not looking directly at it, because coils tend to pop and they'll shoot little droplets of steaming hot e-liquid, and they usually aim for the eyeball, of course, so be very careful with that. You do not want to get hot e-liquid in your eye. It's not very good for you and is super not pleasant, so watch out for that. But yeah, basically what I did with this is I twisted 2 pieces of 30 gauge, and then I wrap that around a 20 gauge needle, and then I spin that. The only thing I could suggest that I didn't mention in the rebuildable segment is to torch the Kanthal. I'm not a huge proponent of torching the Kanthal. I'm more of stick it on your device, on your rebuildable, stick it on your mod, heat it up that way, and then squeeze your coils and do all that kind of fiddling then. I tend to like my Kanthal a little springier when I'm building. It gives me room for error, I'll say. But this one, the second time you go to wrap after you've built the coil, you wrap it again, and with it being super springy, it makes it really difficult. You'll see in the video I kind of struggle with it a little bit, but maybe if I torched it, it would be a little better. I don't know. The whole idea with the build was just to get a Nano or a Super Nano in my RSST. I've tried this a bunch of times, different builds. I actually tried, the first time I ever tried my Nano Combo number 4, which I've shot a video of, and you can see in my channel. I put it on my RSST, and I actually set it up so it was 4 coils going this way, all built out of 1 piece of Kanthal, and then I actually took my cotton wick and just kind of weaved it between each, and it burnt the crap out of the cotton. What can I say? Pretty much every Nano and Super Nano coil I've tried to build in this thing, including tricro coils, shout out RIP, every type of coil I've tried to build has burnt the crap out of the cotton. So the idea with this one was not only will it help with wicking and not burn the cotton as much, but I could use something besides cotton. Not that I would, I'm more of a cotton only kind of guy, just because stainless steel leaves this sort of tinny flavor in your mouth that I'm not a huge fan of, and silica is, it's a little dangerous, I think. I mean, some people say it's not, some people say it is, but I know for a fact that inhaling silica is not good for you whatsoever. And some people claim that the silica never gets atomized, but if you're dry burning at all, it gets atomized. If you're not in a Genesis, if you're in a dripper like I tend to do, I don't have any good Genesises. Like, this is my best Genesis right here. Maybe when I get a K-Fun, I'll be a bigger fan of Genesis, but right now I'm pretty much all about the drippers. When my dripper's getting low, I can taste the cotton, I can taste the burniness of the cotton, so I feel if I was using silica, then that would be atomized silica that I'd be tasting, and not very good. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm just going to stick with organic cotton for now. I've seen a lot of people talking about boiling organic cotton and or not boiling organic cotton, and it seems to be kind of a torn situation. People don't know if they should or they shouldn't. Me, myself, I am pro boiling your cotton, because even though it is organic cotton and there's no chemicals in the treatment process, they still use chemicals. They use a natural peroxide to whiten the cotton most of the time. So boil that stuff. Get that peroxide out of there. You want a nice, clean, tasty vape. And that's primarily why I use cotton, is because I like the flavor. Again, silica not so safe. Stainless steel gives that tinny flavor. I've heard using stainless steel cable and wrapping the end with cotton, it gives a good flavor. It wicks like stainless steel should wick, but the cotton keeps the flavor from getting too tinny. Maybe I'll try it, maybe I won't, I don't know. If I do try it, I promise I will post a video of it. But yeah, it's definitely a great coil build, killer flavor. If you want to build it sub-ohm, if you want to build it with silica, if you want to build it with stainless steel mesh, stainless steel cable, it leaves all those options available, which is nice. But if you do decide to build them like that, please let me know. either post a comment below, link to the video, send me an email, whatever, it doesn't matter. Let me know so I can pass that knowledge along. But yeah, I feel like I'm running out of information, that I'm kind of rambling now, so I think I will just cut it short, try and make a short video this time. So guys, may your wicks be moist, may your tanks be full, and may your hearts be warm. Hello everyone, thank you for joining me at the Rebuildable Up Close segment. Today we are rebuilding a, what I call a nano spiral, and you can kind of see it here. I built one already. I'm actually very tempted to just show you the performance of this one, show you the wrapping of the coil, the creation of the coil, and not show you the install, which is probably what I'm going to do, just to save time's sake. So I've got some dual twisted 30 gauge Kanthal here, and I'm just wrapping it around a 20 gauge syringe, and I'm doing about 25 wraps. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh. See that? See how it overlapped like that? You want to avoid that as much as possible. Actually, entirely. Do not let it overlap like that. You want to pull it up and get it back to where it belongs. There we go. And we're just going to do a couple extra wraps for good measure, because the last one came out lower than I would have liked. Because of that, I'm probably going to end up showing you the install anyways, so. One more wrap. That should be good. There we go. So, roughly about 28 wraps, I would say, somewhere around there. 28 wraps of twisted 30 gauge nano coil. This is a massive, super cool looking coil, really awesome. Now what you want to do is you want to take this coil and you actually want to wrap it like a coil around something larger. I suggest something around this size, like a screwdriver, anywhere close to a, that's 2/32. I want the bigger one. There's my bigger drill bit. 5/16, around 2 millimeters, somewhere around there. Bigger's okay. I would, you can even use a mini screwdriver, whatever you like, but you're basically going to wrap this coil into another coil. And this is very difficult. It is super springy, and it just doesn't want to do this. So if it fights you the whole way, that's how she does it. That's kind of how it goes, how it rolls. You kind of just got to deal with a fighting coil here. So what I like to do is I like to hold one of the leads in place and then use the other lead to kind of pull it around, and that tends to make the whole wrapping process a little bit easier. But basically you just want to wrap it around. And it doesn't have to be perfectly close and tight because you're going to spread it out afterwards anyways. You just kind of want to make sure that you get a good shape to it, a good circular shape. Okay. Now that you've got it in a nice circular shape, you want to straighten out the leads. So that one goes in one direction and one goes in the other direction. Just like that. So now you'll have this cute little loop with 2 leads on either side. Now that you have it in that shape, what you're going to want to do is pull it this way. So you want to pull it vertical. So what it actually does, if it doesn't fall on my lap, is it actually makes sort of spirally type shape, like a screw or a drill bit or something like that. And the wick will actually travel through the center of this. So you can see it on here. The wick travels through the center. I'm actually going to pull this wick out and replace this coil. But before I do that, let me put a battery in here. You can kind of give you a little preview by firing this coil. See if we can't get the thing to glow. Might not. This might be an old battery. Oh, nope, it's glowing. Look at that. Pretty, pretty. Look at that glow. Nice and pretty. Anyways, pull this bad rabbit off of here. Put it on here. Get a little ohm meterage. Be very careful with these coils. They get super hot. I've already burnt myself like 2 or 3 times because I thought that they didn't hold the heat, but that twisted Kanthal really holds the heat. So very careful. It's not like your normal Kanthal that cools quicker. See, even there, that's a little hot. And now what I like to do is I actually like to bend my Kanthal first and feed the screw through it. Bend my lead. Gotta bend the lead. So I spin the lead around a rod of some sort. And then I tighten it up, just like that. Did that with my fingers. I didn't even use a pair of pliers or nothing. Ooh. Alright. Slide it on there. Take your little screwdriver. Screw that bad Rabino in there. Get it down nice and tight. Tight, tight. Now you kind of want to make sure that your coil's in the right place, not touching your deck, not touching your positive post, and laying over the hole for your wick. And then I'm going to take this other lead, the more space, but be very careful with this coil. This side likes to touch and then cause lower resistance or a short up against your top cap, which is no good whatsoever. And moment of truth, 1.3 ohms, not too bad. It could be a little bit higher, but should run in some of my variable voltage devices. I'm not sure if it'll run in my SID, but it'll definitely run in my my iTaste MVP, which is an awesome little variable voltage mod. So yeah, 1.32. Shut that off. Again, just because it's a heavy amount of Kanthal, and it's going to take a little while to heat up. We're going to throw it on this mech mod here and start the heating process. And there it glows from the center outward. See, it's starting its glow now. Just kind of pulse it. Hopefully that'll get it firing quicker. But we'll just continue on with this build because I'm not going to waste any more time. You're going to want a nice piece of cotton about that big. I'm actually going to pull a little bit off of that because that's excessive. And you want one more pointy end and one more flat end. We're just going to roll this real tight and cut a little bit of this off. This is the side that's going to go down in, and you literally just slide it right on in there. It's actually really easy to slide in. Should be easy. If it's giving you trouble, you did something wrong. So you just kind of slide that in there, and I take a pick. You could also use like a syringe needle, anything to kind of push it down in there, and then just kind of widen it out and get as much of the wick on that coil as possible. Before I even kind of like folded it up and over, but it seems to kind of burn it a lot, so I'm trying to avoid that. Also, you want to make sure that you don't stuff too much down in this hole down here, because if you do, then it won't wick it up properly, and you're going to have a bad vape. So that looks pretty good, pretty well clouded. It's kind of like if you were to rest a nano coil on a cloud, is what you're looking for. What juice should we put on this? How about... lemonade. Tea is disgusting. Kanthal. A little sample of vanilla butternut we have here. That should be good. Super orangey juice. Doesn't taste like orange though. Tastes like vanilla and nuts. It's actually not that bad. A little bit of a buttery flavor too. You know, like you know how like cashews can be buttery. It's got that same sort of butteriness. Really tasty. See if we can't get this bad Ribino to fire. Come on, baby. Starting to produce vapor. Taking a while though. And as you can see, it just kind of like there you go, popping out some clouds. Not too bad. Could be better, but not too bad. Yeah, just pop your top cap back on and vapor.